Welcome to another edition, Market Hunter Thursday with Herve. Dedric, my man, what's up, man? Happy New Year.
How you doing, everybody? Good to be here.
Specifically, Greensboro, population 300,000 folks, about the third largest city in North Carolina behind Charlotte and Raleigh. Median income of $47,000, median rent of just under $900, $877, and a median home value of $156,000. You've got the headquarters of VF over there, which is a big apparel and footwear company, the Fresh Market, and if you guys know Mack Trucks, also calls Greensboro home. Let's go ahead and dive in and tell us, how did you go about by choosing Greensboro, and what kind of real estate investing specifically do you focus on in Greensboro?
Yeah, I grew up in the Boston area, relocated down to North Carolina about almost 10 years ago now. I was working in corporate America, always wanted to be a real estate investor.
There you go.
Rich dad, poor dad. And I said, hey, I want that cash flow. I want that freedom. Right. I moved into the business owners quadrant.
Right.
And then 2017, me and my wife actually started investing in real estate. Our goal was to build a massive portfolio of rentals, just like the DeRosa group is doing. Started with 3 rental units in 2017. Now, 3 years later, we have 24 rental units that we own in a growing portfolio. Our goal is to add another 100 units this year.
Okay.
And we love it, man. We do wholesaling. We take the capital from wholesaling to put into buy and hold multifamily, primarily small multifamily right now. But again, we're looking to get into larger deals as well.
Man, that's great. That's great. And listen, folks, I really want to hone in on something that Dedric just said, and specifically is we didn't have a lot of money when we got started, right? Because that's the situation that a lot of, new real estate investors find themselves when they make that decision that they want to make that transition. They want to make that shift from their job, full-time job or part-time job into real estate. Dedric, explain to us exactly what is wholesaling and how have you guys found success in wholesaling?
Actually, it was a gentleman in Winston-Salem doing wholesaling. I started following him on YouTube, and we ended up going to a meetup in Winston-Salem about 3 years ago. And we met him, and it turns out he was legit. Like, he was a real businessman. He was doing wholesaling. So that's how we fell down the rabbit hole. And then we started getting educated. Again, we both have full-time jobs. We actually had a business. We owned a franchise previous to getting into real estate, but we always wanted to be into real estate investing. So we started part-time, and within, it took us like a year and a half to close our first wholesale deal.
Wow.
That whole time we were getting educated. And again, we didn't have that capital, but over a period of time, we hired a coach here, we hired a mentor, we go to masterminds, we go to these trainings, and really wholesaling is the art of finding deeply discounted properties, right? But you can apply it to anything. You can wholesale cars, you can wholesale watches, you can wholesale houses. Most people don't realize that. But it's for market hunters, right? That's why I love the name of this show. It's something, right? A motivated seller, right? They have to be in distress. Typically, most people aren't going to want to work with a we buy houses investor or wholesaler. But 1% to 2% of the market is in a distressed situation at any point in time. And that's who you're looking for. But the reason most people fail in wholesaling is because they don't know marketing. 95% of wholesaling is marketing, putting your message out there to find those people who they don't want to sell, they need to sell, like yesterday. Right. And that's how we become successful. Is we master the art of marketing through using various different strategies and tactics to find these motivated sellers.
Marketing is very much, I've found in this industry, is underutilized. It's not done effectively and heavily discounted for whatever particular reason. There's not a lot of emphasis on marketing, talking about not only talking about building up your brand, but an effective means to communicate with investors, communicate with brokers, communicate with homeowners that you are targeting to get a wholesale deal from. How have you guys honed your marketing skills? How have you kind of sharpened that sword to make it a true asset in really improving and growing your wholesaling business?
Yeah, so early in our career, one of our coaches who we hired, we paid her $5,000 to teach us how to flip houses. But after we paid that money and we learned how to flip, we realized we didn't have the capital to flip. So she was like, listen, you guys need to learn wholesaling. She was like, go to this boot camp. There's a boot camp being held, a marketing boot camp in St. Louis, Missouri. We paid like $2 or $3 grand. We went there and it was all about how to target motivated sellers to buy their houses, neither flip, wholesale, or buy as a rental. And that's where we started learning about direct mail marketing, cold calling, text messages, ringless voicemail, all these different mediums to reach out to sellers in mass so that you can generate leads and get your phone to ring with deals. So that's how we went down the rabbit hole. We started out with cold calling. So again, we were both working full-time jobs. So we hired
Right.
a cold calling company, outsourced it to call 2,000 or 3,000 people a day. And lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, we were getting 2 or 3 leads a week. These are for single family properties.
Sure.
But what we found is that a lot of these sellers would call us. Some of them wouldn't just own one house. They would own 10 or 20 rentals. They had a little small portfolio.
Okay.
Some of them own small multifamilies, right? Some of them own mobile home parks. So
Right.
that's how we started getting into buying the multifamilies and working with these sellers through our marketing efforts. So again, we started out with cold calling, which is very effective if you do it in bulk. Then we moved to something called driving for dollars. And that's what really started working for us.
Wow.
So for those who don't know, driving for dollars is simply driving around your neighborhood or your community, wherever you live, and opening your eyes and looking for distressed properties.
Yep.
So we all have them. The properties in your neighborhood that are boarded up, the properties where the grass is tall, right? Properties with broken windows. Every community has them. So that once we started doing that, we had a few hundred mailers going out every month. That's when the phone started ringing consistently, and we closed our first few deals off of that marketing method.
Do you wholesale any particular type of properties based on the neighborhoods that you're driving in?
So 2 things. As far as who we target, we try to target sellers with a high likelihood of being distressed. So first of all, vacant properties, right? If a property is sitting vacant, there's a likelihood the seller may be distressed financially or the property is in physical distress.
Right.
Secondly, absentee owners. So we all know that we're in the middle of a pandemic. So a lot of times absentee owners, there may be a rental property. Maybe they're getting rent. Maybe the tenant's not paying rent. A lot of times the seller doesn't know they're motivated until you call them or they get a postcard saying, hey, I'm a cash investor. Would you be interested in an offer? And we even have sellers call us like, hey, I wasn't thinking about selling, but I got your postcard. I figured I'd just give you a call and see what you offer me.
Absolutely.
So that's what we look for. And then once we get a property in our pipeline and we're in negotiations, our goal is to take down everything as a buy and hold. We're buy and hold cash flow investors.
Gotcha.
So we try to take it down as a buy and hold. If we can, great, we'll add it to our portfolio. If it's not a good fit to take it down as a buy and hold, we cherry pick the best ones to keep ourselves, and the rest we sell off to other investors for a fee.
How did you decide what to expand into next? What's your focus on 2021?
Yeah, so we, like I said, we started out wholesaling, and then we got, that allowed us to buy and hold and build a portfolio. We have flipped multiple properties in this time frame, but we don't like flipping, right? I don't like putting in all this work and flipping and paying taxes. We've actually made more wholesale deals than some of our buddies who are fix and flip investors.
I believe it.
So our first wholesale deal, we made $5,000 wholesale fee, little to no cash out of pocket. Second one, we made 11. Our third one, we made $105,000 on one wholesale deal. So they actually highlighted that deal in the book by Ken Corsini, who's a Bigger Pockets guy. He highlighted that as the best deal ever book. But again, that made us legit cash buyers at this point. So we took that money and we started buying a bunch more rentals, right? We've had other wholesale deals. We made 90 grand, right? And this is like without swinging a hammer, no rehab. We got it under contract. For a very low price, we found a cash buyer who's looking for an off-market deal at a discount. We assigned our contract, and that's the fee we made off one deal. Again, we transitioned to that. Now we do a lot of creative financing. So the 4-unit that we just acquired last week, that's a seller. He's in his 90s. He owns a portfolio of about 40, 50 doors. He obviously is older, so he's looking to sell off his portfolio, and he was open to seller financing. So this particular 4-unit, he wanted $160,000 for 4 doors. It's bringing in about $2,800 a month. So I said, how about we structure it like this? I'll give you the 160, but here's how it has to be. I'll give you $5,000 down. I'd like you to take a note for $155,000. I'll pay you, $750 a month for the next 8 years, and then at the end of 8 years, I'll give you a balloon. And he said, you know what? I'm probably not going to be around in 8 years. I hope to, but I'm 92.
Right.
He wanted the cash flow to continue to come to his wife. He wants his wife to be taken care of if anything happens to him. So he said, yeah, let's do the deal. So literally we did that. We did that deal. So that deal just closed last week. It should cash flow about $1,200 a month off that one deal.
Wow. Congratulations, man. That's a great story. What is it about the Piedmont Triad that is really, really just acting like a magnet for so many folks to move into the area?
North Carolina is one of those underlooked sweet spots.
Yes, sir.
It's one of those honeypots because you have Charlotte, which is booming right now, especially in the single family, multifamily apartments going up, everything. You got Raleigh, right, which is second in the Carolinas, but then you got that third city, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, that Piedmont Triad. And again, I think that's the sweet spot because you don't have all the attention to Charlotte. It's not as big Raleigh, but it's right in the middle, and there's still a lot of opportunity there.
Right.
So I mean, you got people moving from Boston, Jersey, New York, these expensive housing markets where a single family house is $600-700, $1 million, and you
Right.
can get a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot for $140,000 here.
All right, I'm a new investor. How do you recommend the best way for me to get started? Where do you see the best opportunities lie right now?
The residential, right? Because that's what I know more so in my background. Again, we focus on anything under 200,000 because interest rates are still at record lows, and
Yep.
inventory, it's only about 2 months of inventory in the market. Especially from a fix and flip perspective, you're going to sell the house quickly if you buy, fix and flip. But even as a buy and hold investor, we buy a lot of properties 60-70,000. We'll put 40,000 in renovations, and the ARV is now 180.
Right.
And we'll keep them as a rental. And what we're actually doing now is we're turning those single family rentals into Airbnbs. Well, Airbnb, why are you doing that? It's a simple ROI, right? Why make $250 a month cash flow with the Airbnb? We're making close to $2,000 a month cash flow off of one single family house. So it's
Wow.
cash flow like a multifamily, but it's a single, right? And these areas down here are not overrun by Airbnbs like New York and the big major
In
metropolitan.
big metropolitan cities, sure.
Not as many Airbnbs down here, so that's a great opportunity as well.
Do you guys property manage yourself? Is that something that you're going to look to outsource at some point?
And we're building out a team, right? And that's what impressed me about yourself and Matt is that you guys have an A team. So that's what we're looking for is more A players to add to our team.
Gotcha.
Myself and my wife run the company. We have a property manager that's full time. We have construction crews that do our rehabs. We have a cleaning crew that does our cleaning for our Airbnb. So we have a team, but we are looking to grow. We're looking for more acquisitions managers. We're looking for more dispositions managers to plug into our system. And it's all about attracting A players to the team to continue to grow. We're able to leave corporate America. I was making multiple six figures in corporate America, but I've been blessed that, our real estate investing business has grown to the point where a year ago I was able to leave that and I'm able to do what I love now full time. And to your point, I recognize that real estate, especially multifamily, is a team sport.
Yes.
So, you best believe I come across 100 unit, 150, 200 unit opportunity. I'm going to reach out to Herve and Matt and say, hey, listen, let's put something together.
Is there one area that's more attractive that you would say is more attractive for multifamily? Where would you want to plant your flag in any one of those three cities, or does it really matter?
Yeah, it's funny. Out of those three, I would definitely say Winston and Greensboro.
Okay.
High Point is kind of a little bit of a more depressed market, depending on where High Point University really anchors that. Other than that, I don't really see much in High Point.
Yeah.
But Greensboro, of course, you got UNC Greensboro, you got the colleges, you got a pretty mature city, as well as Winston-Salem. There's a lot of investment going on. Even in my town where I live, which is called Burlington, which again is in between Greensboro and Durham, like right in the middle.
Right.
I think in the past 12 months, there's been like 10 new construction multifamilies that have gone up.
Oh,
Because
wow.
of the population growth of people moving to this area from out of state.
Yeah.
It's happening there. I know it's happening in Greensboro. I know it's happening in Winston.
Right. And I got to imagine those are kind of like type A apartment buildings because they justify the returns.
Yeah, but I'm like, where are all these people coming from? But they're building them. I know they're going to fill them.
I mean, I'd summarize that again. Don't be scared if you don't have the capital, right? Understand that there's ways to get started in real estate if you don't have capital. Wholesaling is a great way. We've heard this numerous amount of times because you don't have to come out capital out of pocket. But in order to build a very successful wholesaling business, make sure you have the systems in place, marketing, and like Dedric told us, follow up. You got to hit it as soon as you can because, like he said, you turn your head for a second, that opportunity is going to be gone. You're not going to be the only wholesaler in town. So follow up. I want to ask you, how can we help you out, you and your wife, on the Be Polite properties of everything that you guys are doing and how you planning on growing this year?
Definitely check us out on YouTube. All Be Polite. If you want to find us, look up Be Polite Properties on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We also have a course. So a lot of people ask us, how do you find, what type of marketing do you do? How do you do this driving for dollars? How do you find these off-market deals? So we created a course on how to find and close 5 to 10 deals a month using Driving for Dollars, using our app. So if you go to drivingfordollarscourse.com,
all right,
show notes, drivingfordollarscourse.com, it has all the information on our program on how to find these off-market discounted deals that you can utilize multiple exit strategies, whether you're a buy and hold investor, fix and flip, or you're a wholesale investor.
Listen, man, to you and your wife, I wish you guys nothing but major success. Keep on hunting, and good luck.